YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? If this your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. You know, uh, you know, in my younger years, or let's just say in my school years, right, that I was always pretty good in math. With multiplication, you know, and as long as the division wasn't too tough, you know, I can really do some real good division. Might even fuck with a fraction or two, right? But all of that, all of that, right, really doesn't compare to the math equation that I got up that I have for the title of this particular show here. You know, so let's actually really just stop and I don't want to say like just go down memory lane too tough, but let's actually really just stop and look at this for what it is. All right. So Trump gets into office, right? He do his 4 years. The election comes. He loses, although he said it was bullshit. But that's for the most part that's with any election that if you ask me. Then the resurrection starts at the White House, right? And then they want to put this all off on Donald Trump, saying that well he said this and he did that and blah 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 blah. And so then the people get upset. So they want to raid the White House, the most secure, probably just one of the securest or the women, one of the most secure, if not the most secure building in the world, and some random people just said, okay, well, we're gonna bum rush the White House. And so again, like I said, all this stuff actually really falls on Trump, right? Biden comes in, and as I told y'all in the previous show, the only reason why Biden is in office right to this day is because this motherfucker has been in office for as many years as I've been born. And so, for the most part, the powers that be, they just looked at it and be like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give him his Super Bowl trophy. Being president of the United States. Let him do his 4 years, then he got to get gone. Right? Meanwhile, right, all of this other stuff is still going on with Trump. Right? And then after so long, right, the state of Colorado or the Supreme Court for the state of Colorado, they say, you know what? We don't want Trump as president, right? But we don't want Trump as president, so we gonna put a law. We gonna go to the Supreme Court. We gonna put a law in place where it actually really disqualifies Trump to be on the ballot for the next election. Then, not too long after that, right, you have this huge surge of Mexicans doing the Taco Bell thing, running for the border. Now, with all of that going on, right, the Iowa caucus just happened. And Trump wins by a big margin. So here's the here's his thing, people. Now watch this. Because they're like say, the state of Colorado, they did that. They took Trump off of, and said, hey, look, you're not gonna be allowed on no presidential ballot here. Right? So motherfuckers were like, okay. So basically what happens after that, probably not even 10 days later, right? If not earlier, this huge surge of Mexican people coming across the border, looking for a better life. Okay, so basically, so now I'm gonna tell y'all something now. Basically, what's happening is this: all these people coming across the border, and they ended up in Texas, but they get processed, right? That's a key word here because here's the deal, right? We allow you to come in by legal means, right? So you get processed, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna send you further up north, right? It's almost like, because the thing about those this, right? And I know if it seems like that I'm kind of like all over the place, my apologies. But I remember a comic years ago, because motherfuckers been crossing the border like forever today, for as long as I can remember, and I'm pretty sure well before the crazy uncle was even thought about. So basically, what this comedian was saying, like, hey, look, if you really want to get rid of the problem, right? Let the Mexicans cross the border, knock their ass out, put them on a motherfucking plane, bus, whatever, and drop them off at the U.S. and Canada border while they still asleep, right? Drop them off, right? And then when they wake up, they're just, instead of just coming into the United States, they're just going up into Canada, right? So, but basically, what I'm saying is this: Trump is banned in Colorado. All these people come up, they get processed. 9 times out of 10, these same people that they processed, right, will be allowed to vote in this upcoming election. Watch what the fuck I tell you, right? Because now I know what a lot of y'all are saying. Well, Trump was saying, well, hey, we need to stop people from coming in. We need to stop people from coming in. Coming. Well, he didn't say stop them from coming in, but if they want to come in, they got to do it legally. Right? So guess what? Everybody motherfucking got processed. And then who's to say that this stuff is actually really still going on? Now, granted the fact, I really don't know how many people are in the state of Colorado. Right? And then out of all of those people, how many of those people are actually really registered to vote? And then you also got to look at, this simple fact, okay, these people that's been being processed, do they actually really feel like the same way like how most of us feel? Meaning that, okay, does the voting system actually really work? Right? Me personally, I'll tell you that it don't work because again, these people, they already know who the fuck they actually really gonna put in office. But but basically what I'm saying is this. For those that think, that still believe in the voting system, then just know when this big rush of people coming into the country, right, they get processed, guess what? They finna be registered voters. Right? Now, is that actually like really gonna do anything for Donald Trump? They're just looking at it like this. It's a 50-50 chance that it put like this. Right now, I can actually really say it could go either way. Right? But let's just say that come November, right? That if Trump wins, it'll be because of, for one, what the fuck the state of Colorado called himself doing, right? And then they were just like, okay, hey, look, somebody said, hey, look, you know what? I mean, I grant the fact that I'm pretty sure that Trump is going to appeal it if he hasn't already done so. And then acts like if he can, he probably, do, the federal, federal overpowers state, you know, unless that shit then changed, right? But I'm thinking this is basically what's this is the case because again, say that it doesn't go through, then yeah, I mean, because whoever well, put like this, he's going up against Biden, right? But I'm just telling you what the fuck is going to happen. And then it's acts like really, and this is then see, this is where you really gotta say, okay, how fucked up is this system really? Because if this ban stays in play, right, through and then come November, because Trump is gonna win all, he already won it all, he gonna win next week or whatever. Unless shit changes between now and then when that shit happens in Massachusetts or whatever, right? But it just like say in either case, Trump is gonna win because for the most part, who else is out there? Unless these motherfuckers just say, okay, Trump, look, we don't want you to run because of such and such and such. And then so now you gotta ask yourself, okay, so what are you actually really trying to get me for? Because right now what they're saying, and me and my wife, we talked about this a little bit. We talked a little bit about this last night. So basically, what they're saying now is Trump is getting in trouble because he done took something that he owns and he's trying to up the value of it so he can actually really get a loan. And so for the most part, it's almost like, I mean, this is like the ultimate pawn shop deal. If you actually really stop and think about it, because I can look at it like this, right? I can take this TV that's on the wall right here. Let's just say for shits and giggles, I'm short of money, right? So I can take this TV right here, take it off the wall, take it to the pawn shop, and be like, okay. And now in my head, right, I'm looking at, all right, I need to be able to at least get 200, anywhere from 200 to 220 for this TV, right? Worst case scenario, if they give me 180, then I'll be fine with that. Or in either case, I could actually really be put like this. Anything under 180, I'm just gonna say, hey, look, you know what? Thank you for your time. I'll go somewhere else. So basically, what's happening is this. I could be like, okay, well, this is how much this TV is worth, as far as I'm concerned, right? Somebody's gonna buy it off of me, or let me get this 220 off of it, and then once payday come, right, I go get I get my 220, go back to the pawn shop, get my TV, I put it back on the wall. Basically, that's all what the fuck Trump is doing, and they want to send this. So they're like, oh, well, no, you can't do that. And I'm just like, okay, so when did that actually really be? Okay, since when has that been against the law? Because again, if you take something of yours, right, and you upgrade it in any kind of way, right, of course, the value of it is going to go up. It's going to go up in value. It really ain't got no other choice in the matter, right? So I'm just, so just like say, whether, now, so again, y'all really got to actually really stop and ask yourselves, okay, what are they actually really trying to do to this man, right? And then basically what's happening is with all of this shit that's going on, right? That causes Trump's value to actually really go up. Because somebody, a group of people somewhere is probably saying the exact same shit that the crazy uncle is saying. Okay, so this motherfucker, he put like this, he probably saying, look, I'm low on money. I got these properties here. Let me motherfucking beef up my properties if necessary. So I can actually get this loan here. That way I can actually really do what the fuck it is, whatever it is that I need to do. Just like I say, it's the same thing with motherfucking, that's what anything. You go to a car dealership, you be like, how much you want for that car right there? And then you can see the price, and then what a lot of motherfuckers do? They'll go to the Kelly Blue Book and be like, okay, you asked for this, but according to the Blue Book value, right, this is how much this vehicle is worth. So now, if this guy if he really wants your business, then he's going to, what the fuck is going to happen? Okay, well, you know what? Let's sit down, let's talk about it. Okay? But this is what the fuck y'all want to do this is what the fuck y'all want to do to Trump though. So I'm just like, okay. So now let's go back. So the state of Colorado, which is a very interesting name, right? So that happens, then all these people come up. That happens, all of the Mexican people, Spanish people, they come up because what does Colorado mean, people? Colorado is Spanish for the color red. So think about it. They banned him in Colorado. Here come all these motherfuckers. I mean, and look, people, just know, like, if I say motherfucker, just know you not no motherfucker. Unless you do something that causes me to change my way of thinking. But basically, this is all what the fuck this is. So, and then it's just, I mean, it's almost like, okay, they always sit up here and holler about, okay, well, the shit is chess, it ain't checkers. But the thing about it though is this, right? Sometimes it ain't necessary for your ass to play chess. Sometimes you just need to play checkers. And you can still get the same motherfucking satisfaction. Right? And so basically all what I'm telling y'all is this. And I've been saying this for a pretty good while, right? Everybody, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say that every president that this country has had has been business minded oriented or just been business minded, right? Or has a business mind, right? So, but Trump, you know, he has businesses. He know how to bring in that damn money, right? So this is what's happening. And so just like I said, right, Trump wins. You almost gotta be like, you know what? This election will probably be is listen, it's gonna go down as one of the most it's gonna go down as the most interesting, uh probably like if you want to throw the word weird in there, you probably could do that too. But I'm just telling you, it'll be a handicap election, right? You know, and it'll be actually like it'll be but the thing about it though is this: it'll work because for the most part, Biden ain't about shit, right? I told y'all in previous shows why this motherfucker is even in office in the first place, right? They just like, look, what can we do to get this motherfucker out of here? Go on and give him the presidency. We already know he gonna fuck it up, right? But in the meantime, let's put all this shit on Trump. Shit that for the most part, it really don't mean worth nothing, right? And then they'll be like, well, if somebody actually really finds out what the fuck is going on, you know, ain't nobody actually really gonna look at it this way. And if people do look at it this way, it really is really not gonna be significant, right? But and I know this, but it's just for the simple fact that I see what's going on. And and just like I said, and damn near 51 years of living. Let's just say 35 of that is for the most part, me actually really looking at what was going on during that time frame and be like, okay, this is a significant event, right? And then it's just for the simple fact that okay, it happens, you go on life, and then 20 years later, you see the same shit again, right? But the thing with Trump is that okay, what's going on now? I'm not gonna say that it hasn't happened before, but this is this is the first time of me actually really looking at it. It's and be like, well, damn, you know what? There's always been an issue with the border, right? But unless it happened in previous elections, was it people wasn't running for the border when Biden, during when Trump and Biden were campaigning against each other. Listen, this shit wasn't happening 4 years ago. It didn't happen 8 years ago. It didn't happen 12, at least not to my recollection. I really don't think that this actually really have happened. You know, but it's pretty much all what the fuck they did. They just looked at the blueprint and they say, okay, well, what about if we take this little bit right here, blow it up, right? And let's see what happens. But then, like I say, now put like this: if anything else would have happened in Iowa, then 9 times out of 10, I would be sitting up here talking about this, right? But then again, I'm just like, okay, who else out there at this particular time? Who's actually really going to take Trump down, right? Because the thing about them, ain't shit finna happen. Listen, ain't shit finna happen to Trump. Biden finna get his ass out of there. Now, whoever the fuck that Trump is, whoever his running buddy is gonna be, $64,000 question, right? Because I doubt if it be Mike Pence. Because shit, Pence was talking shit about his ass. So, I'm just like, what would be funny? What would be funny if old Kamala jumped ship, right? Because I guess she feel like now, hey, you know what? I'm in the door. So what is it that I can actually really do to actually really be able to have the hot, the top spot? Now, here's the deal. I ain't got no my whole deal is, I mean, I ain't got no problem with the woman running for president, but at the same time, I'm also looking at the simple fact, okay, is that something is that something that a woman is actually really ready for? Right? I mean, do you actually really want that type of pressure to be president of the United States? But then again, who's to say that being president of the United States actually really had any pressure? Because we all know that the president ain't nothing but a motherfucking front man, right? And if anything gets fucked up, then guess what? They, listen, the president is there to be the scapegoat, right? Well, the country is fucked up. Oh shit, blame it on the president, right? So, but I just feel like that I had to, I felt like I had to say this because I was like, okay, what the fuck is actually really going on here, right? You let motherfuckers tell it like, okay, the border has always been an issue, but you let motherfuckers in. I mean, which one is it, people? So, uh, before I get out of here, I actually like been thinking about, I mean, because I get on here and I say what I have to say, on this channel, right? And then on my previous channels, I've said a lot of things, what have you, and for the most part, I've some of the shows I've actually really gotten pretty good views. You know, people have actually really have threw a comment in there, from time to time. But my whole deal is that everything that it actually really comes across, right? I already done talked about it already, right? So now unless something like, if like, okay, like if Cat Williams get up here and he say something stupid, then I'm just like, okay, well, let me go ahead and say what I gotta say. That's why I did that's why I did that show, right? But a lot of the stuff, I just look at, and I'm just like, okay, motherfucker can talk shit, and then I'm just like, okay, and but you still in the business. Just like all that stuff that's going on now with Demond Wilson, aka Lamont from motherfucking Sanford and Son. And so I'm just like, and so basically, I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, now you want to talk? I mean, motherfucker, you just like everybody else that's in the industry, right? It was a problem then, but you decided to stay, right? So you just like everybody else. You done got your little money. You got your little money now. Now here you come. Now you want to talk shit, right? So my whole deal is, right. I'm just looking at it like this, right? Talk about it when your ass was relevant. Do like what Dave Chappelle is doing, but even then, he's still in it. And I'm just like, okay, so whatever did, like that one Netflix, that new Netflix especially got out talking about the dreamer, right? And so my whole deal is this. And I said this, well, I didn't, because my thing is, you know, when people dream, so-called dream, right? You got motherfuckers out here still thinking that there's a such thing as a subconscious, when when it really ain't. There's no such animal as a subconscious, because my thing is, when does the conscious stop and the subconscious begins? But then again, you got to look at it like, okay, well, conscious, it just means that, okay, you're aware of your surroundings. Subconscious, right? It's like, okay, I guess it's almost like, okay, well, let's just look at it like this. It's you. I mean, I agree the fact this is like apples and oranges here, but let's just look at it the same way where a motherfucker say, I understand or I overstand. Because because me, I can look at the simple fact, I can sit up and tell you, okay, understand, when you understand something, all what the fuck you doing, you acknowledge the fact that it's there, whatever that is, right? To overstand something means you know why it's there, right? So it's the same. So let's just look at it. So let's just look at conscious, subconscious. Conscious is like, okay, all right, there it is. Subconscious is like, okay, if you just if if you just want to have a subconscious, right? Subconscious is like, okay, you know why it's there. To submerge deep thought, right? And just know, right? Motherfucker tell me, well, I was asleep. No, motherfucker. If you dreaming 9 times out of 10, your ass ain't sleep. At least you not in no motherfucking deep sleep, right? So again, like I said, I haven't seen the latest and greatest from Dave Chappelle. But if put like this, if the name means anything, right? Then guess what? I don't need to watch it, right? Because if you're a dreamer, now great the fact you ain't always got to be sleep. Well, again, depending on how you look at it, because again, you got to look at some of you motherfuckers still walking around here sleepwalking. And maybe that's what the fuck is wrong with Dave Chappelle, right? This bastard is sleepwalking, plain and simple, right? Follow your dreams. No, motherfucker, how about you just say, follow your plan? This is your goal. Now you got to have a plan to get to your goal. You got to have a plan to get to your goal, right? Because you could just have a goal. It's just like that one documentary that I watched, right? It was 30 for 30. It was called Broke, and they were talking about how the professional athletes, um, how to, they come into the league, they get all this money, and then not even 5 years later, these motherfuckers is broke because they too busy spending their money. So in other words, old Herman Edwards was like, uh, he said one of the players came up to him and said, like, you know what, I got this goal. So he's like, okay, it's good to have a goal. What's your plan? So basically what he was saying, a goal without a plan ain't nothing but a motherfucking dream. Okay? So, I mean, okay, so just like I say, I mean, follow your dreams, okay. But guess what? If you ain't got no plan for that shit, then that's all what the fuck it is. And actually like really pay attention to what the fuck you signing. What the fuck you signing, what the fuck you signing up for. Right? Because I already told you motherfuckers about money. Right? August 15th, 1971. What happened? And then March of 33. What happened? Right? Money ain't got no goddamn value. You do better getting out the monopoly board, okay? I'll just put it out there. But basically what I was gonna say is that I'm not gonna sit it right now, how I'm feeling right now. This may be my last show. For all my 26 subscribers, how many subscribers I got, right? I'm just like, okay, well, can you ever say enough? Honestly, I actually really think that you can, right? And just actually I really look at, okay, anything, anything from this point on, if I don't do another show after this one, right? And if anything else that actually really goes on, right, then you could just be like, okay, well, damn, he said that already. He said that years ago. Just like all this shit with the AI, right? And motherfuckers holler about, well, what the AI gonna do? Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, by definition, is the shit that we teach each other each and every day. So now all of a sudden, just because you put in a motherfucking robot, something that looks something similar to us, y'all actually really think that this shit is brand new. Artificial intelligence has been put like this. All of this shit has been around since motherfucking day 12. Right? Watch somebody miss that. So, but basically, all what I'm saying is that when motherfucker throw some shit at you, right? If you ain't got no goddamn diction, if you ain't got no, put like this, if you ain't got your phone, which for the most part, all what the fuck you gotta do is go on Google, right, and just type in motherfucking artificial intelligence, right, or even better, right, you know, get your damn dictionary, right, and just act like, and and then look up the motherfucking look up the word yourself, right? I mean, because I done did this shit so many damn times, so it's ridiculous, you know. And then I'm gonna do this again. I know you're not gonna be able to see it on the screen. So basically, what I'll do, I'll just motherfucking yeah, they did artificial intelligence. Okay, here we go. All right, now. Oh, see now this is. I think they didn't change it since last time I looked at it. So here's it is. It's a noun. This is from Oxford Language. So there is the theory and development of a computer system able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. Now, so here's the deal. We already know what the fuck artificial. So that's what artificial intelligence means. Now let's look up the word artificial. Made. Now listen to this now. Made or produced by human beings rather than occurring naturally, especially as a copy of something natural. Right? So my thing is, okay, so anything that's man made, right? So this is just like, okay, Transformers, the age of extinction, you know? So so I'm just like, okay, and then motherfuckers, they're like that one shit I saw on TikTok, right? Motherfuckers were talking about, well, they got these robots. They what the guy said? Uh, well, we can transfer consciousness. I was like, bitch, really? You? I'm just saying, some of this shit, right? You gotta. I'm telling you now, you gotta actually just stop and look at it and be like, oh, really? So this is what the fuck we do, right? And it's just, it, you know, it's funny. It's funny to me. It's extremely funny that y'all motherfuckers, y'all actually really think this shit is brand new. And then what did I tell y'all on my previous channel? They talking about bringing in robots there. And what did I tell y'all? Fake bitch versus fake bitch. And I'm just like, okay, the only difference is that one of the motherfuckers you can actually really cut off. The other one you can't do so much. So again, right there, to be perfectly honest with y'all, the crazy uncle don't need to talk about shit else. Because ain't no such thing as motherfucking aliens, right? If it is, why the fuck they look like us? And again, I don't want to hear nothing about no shape shifting shit, right? We already know that the economy is fucked up, right? So what the fuck else you? So let's be real. What the fuck else you want the crazy uncle to talk about? Or is it just for the simple fact that you just actually really love seeing my most handsome face, my melodious voice, and you just love how I really look at things, certain things. In either case, it is what it is, people. Right? So with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. Motherfucker next door, cross street, round the corner. Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle.